Hello YouTube! Alright, I'm just packing up to go to one of my local conventions. This is Ottawa Geek Market, and I've got hopefully everything laid out here, and I'm going to walk you through and show you what I pack. So first off, I have my display section. There's my tablecloth, and this is a sort of mini quilt I made with my spoon flower samples of the fabric I've made, and I use this as sort of an over tablecloth. This I use for displaying my webcomic, well, the printed version of my webcomic. And then these are homemade shelves. Oops. Homemade shelves, and I use these for displaying my cards and sometimes small prints. This is a shelf that you can take apart. I used to use it for display, but ever since I got some new display items, instead now I just use it for organizing things behind my booth. These are grid cube pieces, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you've been to any Artist Alley. I got these used, so I don't actually have the connecting pieces, but I've actually just connected them with ribbon, and I use these as kind of a makeshift peg wall because they fold up nice and easily and they're really simple to store. And then lastly, I've got these. These pieces make up my print display. They're a little hard to get on camera here, but I'll put them together when I'm at the show, and they'll fold up into a nice, easy to carry piece. And then this is just an extra little piece of, it's actually vinyl siding. It's the same stuff I use to make my shelves. And I use this for displaying other small prints and sometimes stickers or whatever else I need to put on the table. Alright, so then there's product. This is the box I keep my greeting cards in. So you can see they're all neatly labeled, so it's easy to pick them out. And it's pretty full right now, but it gets a little easier to pull them out after I've sold a few. These are my prints, my small prints. I've got all the 8.5 by 11s at the front, and then I have my 8.5 by 8.5 squares that are further on. I don't have these labeled, even though I've got the space to do so, just because I usually don't have very many. But I've actually extended the line a lot recently, so I might need to start doing that. These are mugs. I don't bring a lot of these to conventions, both because they're more of a higher ticket item and because they take up a lot of room. Let me see if I can get this out. They all come with their own individual boxes, so they're nice and easy to store. And I just keep them in the boxes they come from when I'm taking them to cons. Got some more supplies. I always bring at least 3 types of tape. There's basic clear tape. There's a painter's tape, which is great for when I need to hang something up but I don't want to leave any marks. And then I have duct tape for when things go very wrong. These two here are my buttons. This one has pre-made button packs. So these are all going to go up on the grid wall just using little hooks. I've also thrown my bookmarks in here, and they get hung up in the same way. They're just all packed up together there. And then the bottom is my loose pin display, which I just have up on a piece of fabric, and then all my individual bags of buttons that I can sort through if people want to buy singles. And in this one, I have my comic, which is just going on the top. And then I use this art portfolio to carry apparently some random loose stuff, and then all my bigger prints that are 11 by 17. And I've also just thrown some signage in here, and this is for my stickers. And again, it's going to get hung up on the grid wall so they can all be displayed. In here, I have, these are sort of lucky bags I made up for this convention, just with some stuff that didn't turn out quite right, so I'm going to sell those super cheaply. And then I have all my miniature printing cards. These are all Color Me cards. And then I have my square reader, which I just keep in the little case it came from. These I'm going to use to keep up my little mini shelving unit, because it really helps to have something to keep it steady. Then at the end here, as it says on the front, this is mostly show envelopes. So those are going to be pre-made packages with my display copies of all my cards. And then these are square envelopes packaged up with a business card at the back, and I'll put any greeting cards that sell just right into one of these and then seal it up so that the customer can keep that all together. And then I'm just using the spare space for my postcards and for all of my various stickers in all their various places. Some of these are empty, I'm not sure why. And yeah, lastly there's my banner, which is all rolled up in here. And there's my business cards. I keep two different types of business cards. I keep my business cards for my shop, and then I also have separate ones for my webcomic for people who prefer to check it out online. These ones are fancy and double-sided, whereas these ones are a little bit more plain because I go through them a lot faster. And then this is all my little supplies. So that's things like extra ribbon, business card holders. These are little hooks that I use on my grid wall so I can hang things. And then there's a whole bunch of alligator clips and little elastics I use for when I want to roll up posters. I also usually carry a straight cutter. This is my old one I used to use for my cards until I upgraded, so it's nice and small and easy to carry around. And then I have bags for bagging up prints. These are just basic Ziploc ones that I got in bulk. And they fit an 8.5 by 11 or a little bit larger if you could push it. Yeah, that's basically what I pack. And now I'm going to do my best to take all of this junk and put it into this bag. Okay, so this is the finished packing job. Almost everything fits. I basically pack in layers. So, I've got my poles just sticking at the side. Then I've got my tablecloth, my prints, and then I have a whole bunch of extra layers down there that fit together Tetris style. I did have to leave a few things out. These are my my shelves, and these are all the mugs, so I'm just going to be packing those separately in another bag that I'll carry along. But I think I did pretty good considering how much stuff I've got to take.